I think what is always the case is that the Scottish fishing industry in isolation always loses from negotiations with the EU, and it always has. That's unfortunately because of the fact that economically there are bigger issues at play as far as the government is concerned. As far as this Labour government is concerned, there are bigger issues at play. As far as previous Conservative governments are concerned, there are bigger issues at play, and there are bigger trade winds. And the reality of it, I don't particularly like it, and I'm sure a lot of listeners won't like it either, but the harsh reality of it is that economically, Scottish fishing industry is worth sacrificing. And they do. That's what they do. But this gets back, I think, to what I said earlier on about the setup. This is just too easy for Labour to be pilloried on and for the SNP to score a political victory. I mean, another disaster for Anas Sarwar, who gets thrown under the bus by something that Labour does. Why don't we have a situation in the sort of federal structure that was mentioned earlier on? Why don't we have a situation where Angus Robertson, instead of making a speech at Holyrood yesterday about all the things that went wrong and all the UK government phone calls that got cancelled, why is Angus Robertson not in the room? Why is he not part of the negotiating team on behalf of particular Scottish interests? I'd be very comfortable with that. Not just him, but people in Northern Ireland, people in Wales. Why don't we have a pan-UK negotiating team so that interests like the Scottish fishing industry that are particular to one part of the country don't get squeezed, and therefore you don't get this situation where a devolved government is able to come out and score another pretty big political victory in the back of something that the Westminster government has done.